Yeah, the session is now recording. So tonight we're going to do a modeling. We already know what modeling is. So we're going to do it practical this night. So I've uploaded the lesson notes in case you want to follow me. Yeah, it's allowed. The lesson note is attached. If you go to our WhatsApp group, you can download it. Yeah. So, and like I said, this is something you might want to learn very well if you really want to be a business analyst. Modeling. So that's one thing BAs, you cannot run away from it. Anything modeling processes, that's the way we communicate. We want to talk to people, talk to stakeholders, talk to investors, to anywhere we want to communicate, we must have a diagram. Well, we have to start from this basic one, process flow. If we go to so many companies, they have special BAs called process analysts. All they do is mapping out all the processes in the organization and looking on how to improve on that process. There are so many processes. You keep on looking for improvement. Yeah, like if you go to HR, something HR does all the time is onboarding. They keep on onboarding staffs, onboarding and offboarding. So in HR alone, you can have, let's say, onboarding process. How do you onboard new joiners from the beginning to the end and they settle in? People are leaving company every day. How do you offboard people leaving the company so it's the duty of the business analyst to improve on such processes. So like a business analyst being attached to HR, these are some of the things we are going to be seeing. A business analyst attached to the sales unit, you are going to be seeing this kind of processes like lead management processes. So you are going to be mapped as many units, as so many departments. There are so many of them. Meeting. There's a process of having a meeting. The organization, they want to make sure they have solid and efficient way of organizing meeting workshop. The process of having a meeting is a process. So you can, map it out. Is a process and improve on that. So there's a lot of processes, a lot. So if you learn this, you can apply it in all these other areas I've been talking about. It's all about understanding the current process by thorough interview, finding out who is involved in this particular process. Just like we gather requirement, after gathering requirement on a particular process, you document it, model it. That's it. Modeling is what we call process map or process flow. From process flow, we have process map or charts, process charts. So we're going to see it. We have so many tools we can use to do that. These are tools for BAs, tools you cannot miss. We have Visio. That's the most popular tool for process mapping. It's a product of Microsoft Corporation. It's not for free, it's paid. If you want to use it, you must squeeze some money to pay for it. Then we have Lucid Charts, a very good product. It's owned by Google. Then we have Draw.io. It's an open source and it's free. It can give you what every other tools can give you. The only difference here is that Draw.io is a cloud-based, so you cannot download it. which for me is even better because I don't want to have everything, downloading everything on my system, is a cloud-based application. You go there, do your work, and go. But Microsoft, they have Dex version, they have cloud version as well. So why are we, introducing you to all this? Some of you have used it again. I don't need to start telling you stories about Draw.io because you've used it during the work breakdown structure. True of us? Are we in this class or are we just sleeping?
Yes, sir.
I don't think so. You know? Anyway, when the time is over, whether you listen or you don't listen, a lot of us will go. Yeah? So that's it. I'm going to start modeling. So let me start sharing my screen. Okay, that's what I'm going to model tonight. I'm going to use Draw.io. So I'm going to model the process flow for lead management for this company called PayGo. And I'm going to use a tool called Draw.io. So we've used it before, so there's no need of trying to tell us step by step of. It's very easy to use. So you will direct you to diagram.net and it will bring you here. And you can see we already have a canvas. It's a canvas which is open. So if you are working on a particular diagram which you've not finished, you can come here and bring it back. Come here. If you go to File, you come to Open. You see here, Open Recent Work. If you click here, it will take you to any work you'll be working on, and you click and open it, and you start from where you stop. You can open from any of these places, so you can save your work on your Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, GitHub, GitLab, and even devices like your laptop. So it's very scalable, highly scalable. So that's it. So what we are going to do is we are going to model a process, and what we are going to use to do that is what we call swim lane. Because why are we going to use swim lane? It's not just a simple process flow. It's a process flow that cut across different professionals. So it's not one person performing this activity. If you look at the work we're going to do here, you can see we'll have a marketing agent and we'll have sales rep. So it's not one person. So it is not going to be so. Every of these people here, all these, we can call them when we are doing use cases, you can call them actors. This particular agent is called actor. All of them are actors. So they should have their own individual lane. So once they finish their lane, their own activity, they can hand over to the next person. The person will finish, hand over. Like this process flow, you can see it starts from marketing agent. Marketing will finish their own, and the sales manager will start from where this person finish, and sales rep. You see the flow. That's why we're going to use swim lane. Outside that, you can use any other. Yeah, so that's swim lane. So if you want to, this is what we call library. If you come here, all these things are called library. Like this is a general library. So they're all libraries. If you are looking for shapes we are going to use and you don't see them, you can go here and look for more shapes. So you see this UML, this is UML, a Unified Modeling Language Library, and this is flowcharts. Flowcharts is here. I use this for our flowcharts. You can, this is a basic. So yeah, if you want more libraries to be added here, you can come over here and click on whichever library you want. If you want data flow diagram, you can add it. If you want any diagram you want Dynamics 365, if you want any diagram, so many of them got a lot of that. So means we can use this to do a lot of things. This is an infographic diagram. We want an infographic diagram, so it's not only for process mapping or process flow. You can use it to do a lot of design. So it's a very good engineering tool for designing. But in my own case, I'm not gonna go from library to library. I like searching keywords. And I'll type swim lane diagram. That's what I'm trying to look for, swim. And see if I can see swim lane. And I'll search. It's not coming. Yeah. So these are swim lanes. These containers are for swim lanes. So I will use this. Can use any of this. Yeah. This, or this, or this, or I'll use this. I'll use this particular lane, swim lane. So that's it. So each lane represents an actor or a functionality. So another name here, if you don't want to call swim lane, you say cross-functional team or cross-functional flow. Cross-functional because different functions. Yeah. Okay. For me, I like to extend my lane as my work is going on. So I come here, I highlight on this lane, I will remove it. I have two lanes now. I highlight and I click delete. If you are trying to see how I used to remove it, I highlighted it and click delete. This one again, I need to delete it as well. I just want to start from one lane. As I'm progressing, I'll add in more lanes. As I've highlighted, I'll press another delete. So I have one lane now. So if after my work is progressing and I want to add another lane, I'll highlight on this. And you come to this arrow, you see it, I highlight on this arrow. Now there's this different shapes. So this particular shape here is a swim lane. If I click on it, it will add another lane. You see, if I want to another one, I'll add another lane. As many lanes as I want. That's how we are going to be adding lanes as we are progressing. So let's go back to one lane and start from there. And what is the name of this lane? We're going to call it marketing agent. Yeah, that's what it says here as a marketing agent. I call it a marketer. So I'll come over here and yeah. Yeah, good. And yeah. So let's get started. If we need to start, I will go to general. From general, I have a lot of containers. I can enough of shapes. So I'll drag this and I'll put it here. And I'm going to use it for start. And going to record start. And I'll add, yeah. So this is flexible, so it's a drawing. I want you to know this is drawing, is not mathematics, so it's going to require some creativity, or it's not difficult. So what is the first thing here in our process flow? The first thing is lead acquisition. Acquisition of lead, and that is going to be the first process, main process. I'm going to call it a main process. So we're going to copy it and come over here and our main process. So I like itemizing all my processes to make my work very neat. So I will give it 1.0, and here I'll add another process here. So another process here, and what is the next process? The next process is going to be this is a sub-process of the main process. Under lead acquisition is going to be who is the lead are captured manually from various sources. Lead, can call it lead capture. You know, you're not going to write all this big grammar. So just lead capture. So that's what we're going to do. That is the main purpose, to make your works very portable and very when you are reporting. So when you have a diagram, when you're analyzing your diagram, if you talk about lead capture, it's up to you. It's like bullet points. Start telling them that during the lead capture, it can be through this, but we can't capture everything here. We can't capture working events online. We just lead capture. Yeah. So and we're going to give it itemization as well. It's going to be 1.0, and then I'll just make it 2 here, and we'll come back down here and add another is in here. So, and let's see. And when the lead is being captured, store lead is on spreadsheet. So information is stored on spreadsheet. Yeah. That's going to be yeah, and it's going to be called 1.2, sorry, 1.2, and this one is 1.1, and yeah, 1.1. So the first one is 1.0, so this is going to be the main process here, and yeah, and then that's it. And we'll go to all this thing again, and the next thing is going to be lead qualification. So we've captured the lead acquisition. So lead qualification. So at this point, we are going to create another, because you can see it's not the marketing agent that is going to qualify the lead. So it's going to be sales manager. So and we're going to add another swim lane here. Here. And, um, So lead qualification and yeah. So this is going to be 2.0 and so the sales manager manually review leads to categorize them under hot, warm, or cold. So we're going to call it lead categorization. Lead categorization. That is going to be the keywords here. And copy it. Come over here. Control there. It's going to be 2.1. Then lead categorization, and we're going to categorization and prioritization. Another one is lead prioritization. And then come back again or have lead assignment. So do we have any sales rep here? Is any of us working as a sales rep or ever worked as a sales rep? Or anybody been in sales? Have any of us done sales?
I haven't done sales before, sir.
I asked, I say who done, I didn't ask if you've done, if you've not done it. Who done sales? Okay, is it Esther? So
Yes.
you don't say, is it the way you guys manage your sales activities? Do you map out your lead processes during sales?
No, not this type of sales.
We do have different types of sales. Sales is sales, and lead is lead. So, which kind of sale are you doing?
I don't
Yes.
work on the system, sir.
Huh?
I thought you were talking about people who do their personal business.
Okay. Chinyere, have you been in sales? Have you worked on sales?
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mr. Charles. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is
I've
it?
worked. Yeah, this is how we map it out. So the code cells are for those people who the new clients you are trying to reach out to convince. Okay. While while the warm cells are those people who already know about our products and we are still trying to work on them to buy. And then the hot one are those people who are already buying our
Yeah,
products, who are already customers or clients, and you are working to retain.
they are
So with that,
those. They are not. We are talking about customers.
yes.
I'm not talking about customers. I'm talking about lead. There is clear difference between customers and lead.
Okay.
Customers. They've not bought your products at all. Lead. They've not. Let me tell you an example of what is lead. If you advertise your products, for instance, you put a post on Facebook about your shoe. You are a shoemaker. You put this shoe on Facebook, and you see people commenting on that. Ah, this is beautiful. They are not your customers, but these are lead. These are the people who are looking. They develop interest. You follow them up. This is what we call lead. You see people on that post. Some people will come and like it. They did not comment, but they like it. They are lead. Are you getting what we mean by lead? So that is what we call lead. And if we have integrated Facebook with your CRM system, you see everybody who comments on that your post on Facebook or anybody who like it, automatically your CRM system will capture their information. That is what we call lead. And from there, you follow it up. You ask them to sign up or things like that. You follow them up until they sign up and place an order. That's when they become a customer. So, but I just because I find out that so many times a lot of people might not even understand what is going on here. So that is what we mean by lead. Any interest, anybody showing interest in your business is a lead. So you don't wait for the person to come back the next time. Just that the person puts this thumbs up like this, just thumbs up on your product, you follow the person bomber to bomber. Before you know it, you convert the person to become your customer. So let's continue. At least some of us we've learned this one. We don't know about it before. So, okay, we've done lead qualification, and then what we need to do here is now lead assignment. You see, from lead qualification to lead assignment is done by sales manager. So let's go back. So we'll change this one to sales manager. And we're going to add another one here. As 3.0 and let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Yeah. Yes. It makes more sense. And and what's next? Leads are distributed to sales reps based on proximity and availability. So lead assignment. And, yeah, and it's going to be 3.1. Okay, and this cannot be a process. We already know it's a manual process. So, okay, the next thing here is going to be lead follow-up. Once they assign it to sales rep, the sales rep will start following it up. So the next is going to be lead follow-up. So we need another swim lane. So we'll go in to creating another swim lane. We'll come over here and add another swim lane. And here. And to be called 4.0 and we under the follow-up, the sales rep, follow-up lead through emails and phone calls. And then what next? Okay. Track follow-up through calendar using calendar. So if you want to expand, you see I'll highlight and I'll draw it. You see here, as I'm drawing it down, if I want to expand, that's where you expand it as you're growing. Your process is growing, you keep expanding it to give you more room. Okay. We call it 4.2, and here is 4.1. I can see you guys are not following up because I see myself making small mistake, which I expect you to correct me. Like when I say 4.1, 4.0 here, while I already have 4.0 here. Okay, this 4.2, and yeah, so that's it. And as under lead follow up, and then we'll move to lead conversion. You see the sales rep that will do the conversion, and that is we'll add another process. So you can see this is what we call a process. All this is our processes. They are processes. So there's another process here, and there's going to be, sorry, and
Sorry, Mr. Charles.
yes.
The caption for this third frame supposed to be sales rep, not sales manager.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. And then of 5.0. Yeah. So conversion, successful lead converted into customers. And then so cost data entered into separate system for onboarding.
Yes. Hello?
Oh, just onboard customers. And then the last but not the least is reporting and analysis. And is not first rep. It's and reports are generated by consolidating data. Call it 6.1 and this, yeah. And this last one is not a process. Insights are limited. This is just a comment. So it's not going to be captured as a process. And
Sorry, sir.
yes,
The arrow is not, I don't think the arrow is representing it well. From 5.2, it's supposed to be from 5.2 because after data is entered into separate, is the data we're going to use for report and analysis, I think. So from 5.1 to 5.2, from 5.2 to 6.0. But what we have now is 5.1 to 6.0, the arrow representation, or doesn't it matter?
yeah, it's going to be, yeah, this way. 5.2 is this way, and this is 5. Yeah. So this is where it's supposed to. It's supposed. Yeah. Some of you are clever. So it's supposed to be here and here and here. And yeah, are you happy?
Absolutely.
Good. So that's how it's supposed to be. And here, and here. And that's the end of the process. And starts. And, it's yeah, it's called Paygo lead process map. And all these ones, capture them, and yeah. So our map is ready for so that's our map here. So that's the process map we've captured here. So all this long grammar, you see, we've summarized all the long grammar into a simple process map, which you can include in your documentation. You go to the documentation, you can import it in your documentation as you give it a title. So okay, so we can come over here and save your work, so that next time you come, you can just open it and continue where you stop. You can save from here. We already give it a name, so we're going to use the name to save it. So if you like, you can save it on Google Drive, or you can save it anywhere you want. You can save it on your device, on your computer. If you want to save it on your laptop, you can say if you want to save it on your Google Drive, anywhere you want to save it. I'm saving it on my device. I'll just save. Should be on my system. See here, I'll save it on my download. So, and it's saved. So tomorrow, if you want us to continue, if you want to start our analysis, I'll just go there and browse it and we'll continue from where we stop. And if I want to export it so that I can start work using it immediately, you can go to save as well, or you can equally come to this export. I want to export it in this format as a PNG. I'll select if you want on any format, PDF, any way you want to export it. I want to export it as a PNG. And click here and on my device, or I'll just go to straight and say download. And I'll click OK. And you can see, if you look at here, it's downloaded here. It's downloaded on my system. And if I click here, that's it here. exit as a PNG. And if I want to add it to this note, so add it on this note, just insert. I'll go to image and insert it. So this is it here, and with this, that is it here. I've inserted it. It's looking, yeah, that's how it's it, and I can now send it to my line manager. So for review. So that's it. So this long grammar, I've transformed it into a diagram, and that's what we call unified modeling language. We have so many UML. It's not only process map, so many of them. So that is it. At least you've learned how to model a process. And I encourage everyone to start doing something. That's the way you learn. You might think it's easy, but when you start doing it, you might not find it funny. So that's it. And learn more as well. Play around, go to YouTube, learn how to model, look for process flow diagram, look for process map, read and know more about process or modeling. You know, all I do here is I will lay foundation for you. Within these 4 months, I cannot teach you everything, but this is enough to get you started. So if you have questions, and yeah, we still have some time remaining. We have Michael. If you have any question, ask your question.
Yes, Mr. Charles. Once more, good evening. I'm wondering who prepares the process flow. What do I call it now? That we're using producing this map. The process. What is before the diagram?
We call it process flow.
Yes, who produces? Who is supposed to produce it?
Is you, the business analyst. Everything we are doing is business analysis. Since we started business analysis,
okay, everything
we are doing is business analysis. So it's your duty to do it.
Okay.
So it's everything we are doing is called business analysis. And it's business analyst that does everything. So the process flow is just to help you to do a good work here, and it's very easy to do that. So it's not, if you look at your notes, you see that it's very easy to do. If you gather requirements, it's just under leader, you know everything under the main processes. What are the process of, for instance, we are working on lead management. What are the process of lead management? You understand the key processes. You say under lead management, we have first thing is lead acquisition, lead qualification, lead assignment, lead, and you know all of them is there is everywhere on the internet, everywhere. You can even use AI if you want to search for lead management, or if you are working with, even if you are not, if you are working on requirement gathering, if you meet a sales rep, every qualified sales rep or a sales person. That's why I ask you people, how many of you are salesperson? Any qualified salesperson must know lead management process very well. As a matter of fact, a salesperson is a subject matter expert in lead management. So they should be able to walk you through this process. Any salesperson, only our own, we do sales without training. We just jump into sales. Not you talking to customers and you doesn't make you a professional salesperson. These are the things that makes you a salesperson. It's a very important salesperson. We play around with sales, but they are very important people in an organization. Because if you don't make sales, organizations are not going to grow. So the same thing if you are working in order, even if it's not sales. For instance, you find yourself as a business analyst attached to HR, human resources. You find out their processes. What are they working on? They want to improve their staff employee onboard, new employee onboarding system. It's a long process. Just go type it. New employee onboarding system. It's a big process. They want to, refine it. They want to improve on it. If you go there, if you search internet, you will see key processes, key stages of onboarding employees. A process. Outside that, if you don't know it, if you are working with a reputable human resources manager or personnel, tell them how do you what is the new employee onboarding system? Most of them should have a copy of it. They will give it to you. If they don't have it, they should be able to sit you down and walk you through it. If they cannot tell you how they onboard their new employees, what are they doing there? They are not qualified to be there. If you are a salesperson and you cannot tell somebody how you go about managing your lead, what are you doing there? You are not supposed to be there. So it's a simple, that's how you capture it and write it down. So you can use pen or paper, or you can any way you can use it, because you see it is a simple situation. Okay, Vera.
Good evening, sir. Good evening,
Yeah, good
Precious.
evening.
Thank you so much for another wonderful lecture. I
Thank
just
you.
want to find out if we can use any other shape apart from the rectangle. Can we use any preferred shape, or must it be the same?
You can use, but this is, you use something, you don't just use shape. Every shape has significance. A shape, every shape here got what it signifies. So that's why you use a shape that here you see every shape. Like now you see here, when I talk about swim lane, it's a shape, but it has its own significance. It signifies something. So you can use something like this, or you can use something like this. They are all process. You can use any of these two for a process. Something like this, for instance, something like this, diamond. You can't use diamond, we call this diamond. You can't use diamond as a process. This is mainly for decision making. Diamond is for decision making. But if it depends on the kind of modeling you are doing, will determine where you are going to use it. If you are doing a situation where you need to take a decision at some point during, then we use diamond to capture decision making. Okay, this cylinder, most of the time we use cylinder as a data. So if you are using it as a process, it's not gonna work. Like this is a hanging man. This hanging man is actor. I told you about actor. This you use it when you are doing use case diagram. So they come at different occasions. It depends on the kind of modeling you are doing will determine the kind of shapes you are going to use. So this particular one, these rectangles we are using is mainly for capturing processes. You can use four-cornered or a rounded rectangle. They're all the same kind of, but some people will want this rounded, some people will want, but they serve the same purpose. So
Thank you, sir.
so it's important to use the right shape. Like what I said, there's a lot to learn, but at this point, mainly what you are going to, but when you are advancing, we find out that it's not only business analysts that comes here, you know, engineers as well, civil engineers, mechanical engineers, UX, UI designers, they come here. All these shapes you see here is for different, they can use it for different purposes. Drawing their, whatever they are working on, you know. So all this, everything you see here has its own significance. If you come to all this one, data flow. So if you call data engineers, if the data engineers come here, this kind of what data engineers are going to use here. Like you see cylinder, I told you that earlier, I told you that cylinder here is to capture data store, database. You see it here. Under this data flow, you see cylinder is for data. So if you are mapping, for instance, if data engineers, they are doing what we call data mapping, how data moves. They are going to use this to capture a database, you know. So all of them has their own significance. You see here, I talk about diamond before. You see it here, I click on diamond, you see, it says decision making, used for decision making, entity relationship, and 0 for reference. So you see it, everything here, they've got their own significance. You see here, I click here on this rectangle. What can you see? Can you see?
It's showing activity and process, sir.
Yeah, so do you see the reason why you are using rectangle for process? So because
Yes.
it's for, yes, because well, it's mainly for process. Anybody who understands business analysis, once he sees rectangle, you already know what you are talking about. You're talking about a process. Activity or a process is the same thing. So you have to come, if you want to learn, spend, like I say, spend some time. You can come here and be playing around, knowing what all these things, this is a table, this, all those things. I can only teach you the one that we are doing at the same time. Some of them I might not teach you. Some of these things is for web designers. Web designers, they can come here and do their mock-up before they start. So it's a big tool. And infographic, this is an infographic. Can use this for studying. Okay, this is an infographic. If you see infographic here, you see it can do all these things about your work, and yeah. So this is where you can all these things and the rest of them. So it depends on what we are doing. We determine the kind of shape we are doing. Some people, they come here, they will tell you the meaning of all these things, but what they are doing, and even more. So, but as you are growing, you understand what every of them mean. So, but the main thing is start small. On that perfect on this we are trying to do. When you learn it first, then you can continue to add more knowledge. It's extremely important. These are basic things we should have learned long ago, even in the uni, but we didn't have the opportunity to learn all these basics. But we can do it now. So thank you, everyone. And yeah.
Thank you so much, Charles.
Thank you, sir.
We don't have any
Mr. Charles. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. So I like business analysis because it comes with a lot of creativity, both in reasoning and in drawing and in everything. It's not boring like being a project manager. You know, every business analysis, any problem you solve as a business analyst, present you with different cracking of brain. But project management, as a project manager, you already know what you are going to do. You already everything, but as a business analyst, you might find yourself in a different domain. You start cracking your brain. Yeah. Right.
Good night, sir.
So do your process map and post it on our platform. Let's see it. Don't be what do we call people who doesn't I'm not gonna use, what do we call them? Some students who are not serious.
Lazy students.
Okay, it's not from my mouth. Okay, it's Esther that call you people lazy. You know, I'm a gentleman. I don't use abusive language. But Esther said that if you do not do this,